The following is an original audio series from Sierra International Machinery, Pile of Scrap, with your host, John Sacco.
Well, hello, everybody. John Sacco here, and this is another episode of Pile of Scrap. And today I'm joined with Sierra's Head of Safety, Felipe Guerra. Felipe, welcome.
Thank you. Good morning, John. Good morning, everybody.
So this is funny. Here we are in Bakersfield in our same offices, our headquarters, and we deliberated, how are we going to do this podcast? Do we do it in the same office? And I said, I'm not doing it with a mask. And it all came down, we have to do it Zoom, and you're in the same area, man. It's crazy, but it's what we got to do, right?
It's what's required right now.
Well, you're a lot prettier without a mask anyway, Felipe. So, listen, Pile of Scrap, I think this episode, we're continuing on, and some states are opening up, some states aren't opening up. California's still pretty much in a shutdown mode. But, going forward, I think some of these policies are going to be implemented for a long time until they find a real vaccine or a cure for it. And I think that's where we want to hit today. Some of the things we're doing at Sierra that we're probably never going to stop until there is an actual cure for this or a vaccine. So, Felipe, you've done a lot of hard work. And so, give it to you for a second. Just some opening thoughts of this last couple of months, the craziness, and how you're doing and how you feel everybody here at Sierra is doing.
Well, first of all, I think we're doing really good. The employees have embraced a lot of these changes very well. It's on everybody's mind right now. I mean, COVID, we wake up and we see it everywhere. See it on the news. It's everywhere. So we know our employees are seeing it, but overall, they're embracing it really well. And our staff really feels we're doing what we can. We're doing a lot to ensure their safety.
So do you feel that like the office staff, accounting and service department, more the office staff versus the yard employees, any difference in attitude, meaning the yard employees a little more at ease versus the office?
No, we're taking precautions in all the departments, regardless of where they work. People that drive vehicles, people that are in offices, staff that works out in the in our yard, even our employees that work out in Jessup and New Jersey.
Okay, so you've we talked a little bit. You organized a really great list of 3 areas in which you'd like to discuss: engineering controls, administrative controls, and PPE, not PPP, yes. Not the payroll protection plan, but the
personal protective equipment.
There you go. That's why I got you, man. A good safety guy. Keep me out of trouble. Now, the reason I'm wearing this hat is look at this mop. I mean, I haven't had a haircut, and so pardon me, everybody. I got to wear a stupid hat. You look good, though, Felipe.
This is the longest I've had it in a long time.
Yeah, well, you should be in Hollywood. You're good looking. All right, let's start off. Felipe, let's talk about engineering controls and some of the things we've done and that you've seen and you're implementing.
Well, first of all, we're following all CDC guidelines, WHO guidelines, and on top of that, there's a few other things we're implementing to ensure the wellness of all of our employees. We're doing temperature checks in the mornings to all the employees before they start working.
I get my temperature checked every morning.
Yes.
So I walk up. It's kind of like taking show the piece of equipment we're using for that.
We're using a thermal imaging camera. So thanks to this little camera, we're able to take your temperature and everybody's temperature at least 6 feet from a distance. So we maintain social distancing at all times, which is much better than using these types of thermometers, which you got to get very close to somebody. So it's hard you really can't keep social distancing with this, but we're able to put this on a tripod, and plus by being standing off at a distance, we're roughly about 8 feet away from all of our employees when we're taking their temperature readings. And really nice piece of equipment. We can log any high temperatures, it takes pictures, it's great.
Have we had anybody show up with a temperature?
No.
I love always asking, what's my temperature? Well, it's going to be funny is this summer when in Bakersfield, when we have some of these days that are 110 degrees,
yes, and
in the morning you leave the car in the parking lot, you walk across to the safety trailer where it's all being done, and it's already hotter than heck out there. I'll be curious to see what our temperatures are come the summer.
It's going to be kind of, but I would tell you this, we've seen some staff members that we've had some of the early employees, they'll turn on the heaters in their cars full blast. So at first we did get a couple employees that would come up a little warmer than normal. And after talking to them, it became like, well, yeah, they had their heater on when they just woke up and it was just hitting their face. So it would warm them up a little.
Well, the summer will be a real challenge in Baker.
Yes, no, it will.
Real hot. Well, right on. I see door handles. Tell us what we're doing with door handles.
Basically,
There's one right behind you.
Yes, we've gone with the lever type of door handle. The benefit with this is you're able to you can use the back of your hand, elbow. You're not forced to go out and grip it. And that's basically where I think that's the benefit. So there was a few door handles that we ended up changing out to ensure everything's a lever.
All right, well, that's good. All right, in the restrooms, you've done a big change there too.
Urinals, toilets, and the employee break rooms basically added sensors in, so that way there's less touching levers. So it's all automated and less cleaner. The less items that our hands touch, it's better for everybody.
You said the break room real quick. I've been since I've been traveling, I've been walking the yard. And I go in the break room. I like how we open up the big door into the break room to let the air flow. Tell us about what we're doing in the break room that is a big change.
The break room, we've done many changes. We have one employee per table. We have 8-foot tables, and we don't have more than 9 people in that break room at a time. We've staggered our breaks and lunches. So we have different departments coming in at different times. We have our janitor coming in and cleaning in between those breaks. We have sanitizer next to the time clocks, plenty of soap, plenty of
lots of picture of that sanitizer next to the clock.
Yes, we have. I'll have a picture of. We have these throughout the facility, and we have it right next to the time clock. So since the time clock requires you using your hand, you can sanitize your hand right after using it.
So are they sanitizing before or after, or both?
Before and after, both.
All right, excellent. We must be going through a lot of sanitizer.
We are. We are, trust me, a lot.
More cost to our business.
But I'm glad we're using it. And where we see it by the use, we see it on the cameras. I mean, it's the employees are following what they're supposed to do.
All right. So in addition to this, now, air sanitizing for offices. Tell us a little bit about that.
We are pretty much, small offices are getting small air sanitizers. Larger offices or offices with lots of, that have more traffic, they get bigger units. So that way we're constantly cleaning the air in the offices. We even have ozone in some areas. So we take a lot of steps to clean the airs, more frequent air filter changes. So we do quite a bit on that end too, to ensure the air is cleaner in all the departments, all the offices. And that's all throughout our facilities.
Now, over in accounting and recycling and demolition, you guys came up with what I thought was a very creative way to help K2 be protected because she's by a doorway. Why don't you show us that?
Yes, we have one of our employees that sits close to one of the hallways. So we have people walking through there. So to help her out, to increase our safety, we ended up having a piece of polycarbonate with the shape of the desk being put in. So it basically does a full front and side. So it gives our employee more isolation, more distance from everybody else.
She seems really comfortable with that as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
Plus, it's one of our emergency exits. So if something were to happen, we'd have a lot of traffic through there. So we want to make sure that area is just protected.
It's funny. You think of everything, and it's not natural to wear a mask. I don't like. I have some masks I want to show because I'm not a big fan of this style mask where you have to put it on and then you have to take it off. And you wear that, you're really comfortable. But you know what? I got to tell you what I really like is I like the bandana with paper towel in it as an extra filter. And I prefer this because I could do this, cover up instantly, and it just stays. I don't have to bother the on and off thing. So, but the test I took on this was, I didn't realize this when I was wearing it, is blow into a cigarette lighter right by it, if you could blow out that flame or move the flame, you don't have enough protection. So I like this. I like it around my neck so I can use it when I need to, and just, for this video, I'm not using it, but I don't need to protect myself from myself. So, so let's go into administrative controls, Felipe, and go through the list. You got a long laundry list here, so why don't we just go through that and see where we are with everything.
Social distancing everywhere, everyone, and all aspects of our operation. We've done a lot of steps to ensure that we keep it. We've basically, some of the office staff is working off site. Some of the office staff has been relocated to other offices, so that way we minimize the amount of people we have in some of these workspaces. We've staggered our breaks, like I mentioned before, lunches, time people come in, so that way break rooms, lunch rooms, locker rooms, restrooms, there's less traffic.
Right.
We even had some of the departments are assigned certain restrooms and parts of the facility to keep everybody working separate.
I check only because it's just such a radical change and habits, and it's interesting, breaking the norm. And there's still a little bit of that. I find myself sometimes before I leave my office, I don't have my mask, and I like hit the hub. Oh, I hit up there. And it's not when I get up from my desk. It's when I hit the hallway that I remember to do some of these things. So our janitor, what are they doing?
Our janitor is focused on a lot of cleaning and sanitizing. He goes through the break rooms 3 times a day, does doorknobs. He is pretty much running around with disinfecting everything that he can, all day, from start to finish. Ensuring that all our staff members have sanitizer on their desk. Every desk has to have one. Making sure everybody has enough supplies, soap, paper, everything.
Have we run short on anything, or have we been pretty good? Well,
We've been pretty good. We started buying a lot of our supplies as this was starting up.
Tell us, okay, so let's go to the yard. We do tailgates all the time where our employees get together and discuss a particular operation and stuff. So how are we conducting that? I've posted a few pictures, but what have you found, and what have you come up with here?
What we do now is we do tailgates with a smaller group of employees, and we keep everybody further away. And pretty much you have to have one of the safety guys is going to be out there with a really loud tone, and pretty much speak it out and pretty much almost scream it out, so that way everybody can hear it. And so we're doing tailgates. We're doing them at least once a week. If something comes up that we feel it's very important, we'll do more than one a week. And just reiterate what's going on, where we're changing, what's our status, ensuring that everybody has supplies, if there's any discomfort, any suggestions. It's been running really, really smooth.
I always love our safety meeting at Christmas, where everybody gets in the room, we draw numbers, and we give away, TVs, not really super nice gifts, based because our employees really put in the effort to stay safe, and our safety record shows that. We better start planning how we're going to do that, because before you know it, before you blink, we're May 1st today, so before you know it, Christmas is going to be here. And how are we going to do the safety meeting with everybody 85 feet apart by then? I don't know.
Yeah. Now that's going to be quite challenging. I'm hoping it's going to be done by that time, but we're already doing we're going to be working on our monthly safety meeting. We always do our monthly safety meeting with everybody on site, so we're going to have to do it in a tailgate format. Basically, go around with smaller groups of employees and doing.
Everybody's got a phone. We could do one gigantic Zoom meeting, and we can pull. Yeah. We could do the drawing from that.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out. But the small things that you look forward to now are different. And
yes.
Let's hope the doctors and the companies, the drug companies, can really come up with a solution really soon. Talk about equipment operators. We got forklifts, we have material handlers, we have shears, 2-ram baler here at Sierra. and trucks. What are we doing for all that? How's that going?
Everything has to be cleaned. Anytime there's a change of operator, it has to be cleaned too. So there's a ton of cleaning that we do. All of our operators are given 10 disinfecting wipes, and they all have them with them. They can do as much cleaning as they think they need, and that's pretty much the way we're handling it right now. We just hand out this equipment based on per employee.
All right, so that pretty much covers a lot of the things you're doing, and I'm sure a lot of companies are doing it. And maybe somebody sees what is the best trick? What is the best thing we're doing that we came up during this process that you really feel provides an extra layer of safety?
I think being able to just keep the employees updated. I mean, on what's going on, what are the changes. I think that's what really makes all of them feel that they have a voice. We're open to any suggestions. We're constantly stepping back and taking a look at how we're doing things. And we're just finding ways of covering little gaps and making things a little bit better. Ensuring we are keeping everything clean and safe for everyone.
All right. Well, so looking forward, looking ahead, we have the hot summers coming, and maybe the heat will be a good deterrent for the COVID virus itself as far as it goes. But we're getting ready. We're May 1st. We're getting ready to get into the hot season here in Bakersfield. How is that going to present a challenge with the current PPE and anything else? Anything that concerns you with this, with the heat?
A little bit, because basically anytime you have a face mask and the high heat, it will make things a little more difficult for the employee. So that would be the main one. It's not a respirator, so it's not as restrictive as an N95. So, but I think it will take a little getting used to when it comes to those surgical masks. We've also handed out some of the cloth ones out, but I mean, that's going to be the main change.
So you're not real concerned. Now, the N95s, they have that little respirator thing on them. Are we using those, or are we able to get those or not?
Unfortunately, we haven't been able to get them. Nobody's able to get them. It's all it's only for medical staff right now. Their government and medical staff are the only ones that are able to purchase them. We have some in storage, and in case we need to use them. We are opting to use P100s, pretty much half-face respirators, full face, for any of our torching, any of our operations.
No. All right, well, let's, I think as a company, you've done first of all, you've done a great job, you and your safety team. And I am proud of really everybody at Sierra, how they've really, come in with a good attitude, really haven't had any fear. People, I'm not doing that, I'm scared. And haven't had that. We've told people, look, if you're not comfortable, you want to stay home, that is your right. Nobody's being forced to come to work. So that's a good thing too. We all look forward to not having this anymore.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. And just like you mentioned, we really couldn't do without our safety staff. I mean, Sergio, Adlin, Romero, they're doing a lot of work. They're doing a lot of great things. We're having to do quite a bit, but all these measures that we do, I think, are doing what we've always been aiming for. I mean, it's just ensuring that we keep a safe work environment for our employees.
Excellent. Well, all right, we're going to give it a wrap here. But Felipe, thank you for coming on. Thank you for the job you've been doing, and really proud of you and all the safety staff, everybody here at Sierra, and everybody who's going to be listening. I hope everything's going well. I hope everybody's healthy, everybody's safe, and this thing will eventually end. When, we don't know, but keep your head up, everybody, and thanks for listening. And that's it for another episode of Pile of Scrap.
This has been a Sierra International Machinery original audio series. Thanks for listening. Please share this podcast and make sure to subscribe.